Hi everyone, in this video I'll be talking a little bit about Gray's Inn, the scholarship process there, the different opportunities on offer and the different things that this inn provides. Gray's Inn is the smallest inn out of the four, which gives it a very different feel with only 300 student members, which some people really like. It has a substantial amount of scholarship money available and a small number of residential scholarships where students can get money towards accommodation and live within the inn itself during the course of their academic study. The building is largely a 1950s red brick building and has famous gardens inside, which were designed by Francis Bacon. And the bridge bar above the gateway is for members and guests and is thoroughly enjoyed by all. And of course there are extensive library services, as there are in all the inns. These are some of the scholarships and prizes available. Of course there are the BPTC and GDL scholarships for those particular parts of study. As mentioned, there are also residential scholarships. There are a number of essay prizes on offer for essays in different academic fields. And different levels of academia as well for law students and postgraduate students. The Hebe Plunkett Scholarship is specifically for disabled students, and then there are a number of meeting and advocacy competition prizes. And as with the other inns, there are overseas scholarships available, the same ones that are available to all the different inns at the ECJ in Toronto and the Pegasus Scholarship Trust. But then Gray's Inn itself has a program in place whereby students can apply for a grant for a 3-month study abroad in a country of their choice, or there are 2 scholarships available to study for 3 months in an EU country. These are some of the other opportunities available. As mentioned, there are mooting competitions, but there are also marshalling schemes, mentoring schemes, an extensive careers service which helps with applications and interviews and things like that, law and advocacy training, and then various clubs and societies which student members can be part of. The application deadline for Gray's Inn is midnight on the 6th of November, and the references have to be submitted by midnight on the 13th of November, so make sure that your referees are aware of this deadline and maybe give them a prompt if they haven't submitted anything by a couple of days before that. You'll need 2 references for Gray's Inn. At least one should be academic and both have to be professional, so that means things like accountants and doctors and teachers and university professors and all of that sort of thing. These are some of the, well, these are the questions that are on the application form this year. As you can see, a lot of the questions which will assist interviewers in identifying areas of focus in the interview consist of examples of things you've done in your academics, in your extracurriculars, in your job, anything like that. Don't think that for these things you have to focus on things you've done in a legal setting. They can be anything which demonstrate these qualities. So take some time to think about those before submitting your application, and make sure that you're really answering the question as much as you can. Gray's Inn doesn't interview everybody. They have a paper sift beforehand and then select a certain number of applicants to be interviewed. So you might want to bear this in mind if it's important to you that you are interviewed, or if you think that you come across well on paper. Interviews are likely to be in person and held between the 1st and the 4th of March of next year. And it will be a 15-minute panel interview, and you'll be given 2 topics to consider for 15 minutes prior to the interview, which you'll then be asked about by the panel. All scholarships for Gray's Inn are merit-based and are worth at least £5,000. Successful candidates, so ones who then get a scholarship, are then invited to apply for additional funding, which is means tested. This is the contact for any questions you might have for Gray's Inn scholarships. And if you have any more questions for me, please feel free to head over to the Q&A session, which you can find on the Sessions tab on the left-hand side of the Hopin event, and then click on the Q&A session, and I'll do my best to help you out there. Thank you so much for listening.